Hey, welcome aboard, folks. Here we go. Wow, what a Saturday. You know, I've been running around, and as everybody else has, you know, trying to get this New Year behind us, the Christmas, everything. And, you know, it's just a real pleasure to be with you. I appreciate it very much. And thank you for you know, tuning into my show. It's just, you know, I can't tell you how much it means to me. And thank you, and God bless you very, very, very much. It just brings me to tears, to be honest with you. Brings me to tears. And we got a special guest with us tonight. Probably one of the nicest guests we've ever had. And I was lucky enough to be on his radio show a few months back. So, if you just hang on a few minutes while I get the USS Liberty business done, I'd appreciate it. And, you know, here we have all the things going on in our lives. And we have this great gentleman, Mr. Smith, that's going to be with us. He has his own radio show. I've been on his show before, and you know, what he does for America, what he does for this country, for what he does for him, not himself, but what he does for America is just outstanding, and it is more than I can even say. But I wanted to make sure that Mr. Smith, Andrew, excuse me, I'm getting a lot of stuff coming in here. What a crazy deal this is going on here. And I'm going to get some stuff from Sam here in a minute. But anyway, Andrew's on the line now. Andrew, please hang on, sir. God bless you for coming on RBN, Real News, Real Talk, Real People, because you can handle the truth. One of the best radio stations. Well, now listen. We got two best radio stations, yours and ours, or ours together, because we care and we love America. God bless you, sir. Hang on just a minute. I got to do a little USS Liberty business, and I always do that. The reason I do it is because that's why I'm on this great radio station, RBN. I do it because of 34 of my Americans' brothers were slaughtered, murdered, aboard the USS Liberty, June 8, 1967. And folks, yeah, that was a long time ago, but don't forget that the people that did this massacre, did it with malice. They did it with intent, and it was not a mistaken identity. It was a cold-blooded murder, period. So that's why I do the show. In their memory, 34 of my shipmates, 174 wounded, including myself. And 2/3 of the crew were the wounded. Here we got the song going on. Folks, we'll be right back. Remember, Mr. Smith, I'll be right back with you, sir. Hang on.
And too much time wasted. The bombs were coming down. It would be too late for liberty.
Are you tormented with anxiety, depression, or other chronic symptoms of less than perfect health? In 2010, a few people got to participate in a groundbreaking discovery. Dr. Carolyn Dean, world-renowned authority on natural health, has recently patented a technology that is straight out of science fiction. And she invited me to try this product called RNA Drops. And within 12 hours of taking RNA Drops, I could feel an amazing sense of bliss. And since then, I've watched my troubles with depression and other health issues vanish into freedom and happiness again. Listen to hours of testimonials and get your trial bottle of RNA Drops at www.rnafreebottle.com. That's www.rnafreebottle.com. Pay only shipping and handling and get your free trial bottle today at rnafreebottle.com.
Golden Stag Safaris invites you to hunt in one of Argentina's most beautiful scenarios. Enjoy the quietness of a pampas and the 5-star accommodation lodge. Excellent food and wine included in your stay, all the while hunting big game in the Argentine Valley, an area known for having a wide range of game, excellent trophies, the biggest stags in South America, as well as many other species, all gold medal quality. One-on-one guided hunts, rental guns available with the highest quality scopes in every caliber, Land Rovers for transport, pick up at Buenos Aires Airport, and a private aircraft for charter is all available. Go to www.goldenstagsafaris.com to see photos and for more information. Again, www.goldenstagsafaris.com.
Chlorine, fluoride, pathogens, and more are in the water you drink day to day. Do you want the ability to remove and reduce those harmful things in the water you drink? You can. How? With a Berkey water filter. A complete standalone gravity filter system that requires no electricity and no plumbing. Used for emergencies or for every day. Berkey systems come in 7 different sizes. Where can you get one? From GetBerkey.com. That's GetBerkey.com. With the purchase of each system, you get 50% off accessories, such as fluoride filters, water level spigot, and sport bottles. Plus, free shipping on all orders over $25. For a limited time, get 5% off all ceramic systems when you use coupon code RBN. Call Get Berkey at 855-GET-BERKEY. That's 855-438-2375. Or visit GetBerkey.com. That's GetBerkey.com.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to a long time ago.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to your voice counts on this distinguished and very honorable news network. Real news, real talk, real people, RBN, because you can't handle the truth. And folks, if you can't handle the truth on this radio station, if you can't handle the truth on the so-called mainstream media or whatever you want to call it, you can get it here. But my main goal is it's not self-serving, or maybe it is. Yes, self-serving, because I was almost murdered June 8, 1967 by the government of Israel. Yeah, murdered, as well as my shipmates. There were over 850 cannon and rocket holes put on our ship, 5,000 armor-piercing bullets, a 40 by 40-foot hole put in our ship, none other but our allies, the government of Israel. Yeah, our allies, supposed allies. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. They could care less about America. All they care about is themselves. And it's just the way it is, you know. We're giving hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars away to these people, and we're giving also more money for their super dome to protect themselves. Well, what about protecting America? What about protecting humanity? You know, what about just protecting everybody? And the heck with being a dominant power, a power that has nuclear weapons they won't even acknowledge. You know, my guest this evening is an expert on this. Expert. I mean, totally expert. And you'll hear him. I'm not, I don't get stupid people on this radio show. I've had so many good guests, you can't believe. But this one, and I've been on his radio show, but this one here in particular, Mr. Smith, is the person that you should listen to. And he has his own radio show, and he will put it out. And I almost, I got to tell you that he's a musician, He's an author. He's a radio show host. And, just like Osman Glad, he's been on my show. He's an accomplished jazz musician. And I know that Mr. Smith knows about this. And, without further ado, and I do want to say this for sure, folks, the reason I do this show is because the RBN has given me the opportunity to never forget the lives that were slaughtered and murdered aboard the USS Liberty. God bless them. God bless RBN. Thank you, sir. Thank you, John Stoppmailer. Thank you, Sam. And thank everybody else on this network. And thank you, Kat Faber, that sings our song. And I apologize to Mr. Smith that I didn't get his song or his songs on. It was just so early, and I had to take over the show late because I thought somebody else was going to do it because I had family here and this and that and the other. I've been sick as a dog, but I feel better about this tonight than I've ever felt because I wanted this show to go on perfectly, especially with our very, very special guest. And there's one thing, other folks, this physical cliff we're falling off of is because of our support for Israel. That's my viewpoint. That's nobody else's. I'm not speaking for anybody else. They get all the money in the world. They got enough money to support themselves as the rest of the world. Let's take care of America. And by the way, folks, I read a very interesting segment by Mr. Smith about, the secret police vis-a-vis CIA, so on and so forth. So, Mr. Smith, welcome aboard. Your voice counts. What brings you here?
Well, thank you very much, Phil. It's an actual honor to be on your show, and in honor of your fallen comrades and those that have served the Republic of the United States of America in service. And it just amazes me that here we are. We're almost into 2013, and the fight for the restoration of the Republic of the United States of America under constitutional law with our Bill of Rights is ongoing. It's just never stopped since the Republic first began, and we're still doing it now. And I thank you, sir, for having me on your show, because I know you're passionate about it. You want to get the truth out there, and you do a great job doing that. And I just do my small part on my show, The Bare Truth, and I try and get it out there as well, because we love the whole concept of the third rail and the United States being the beacon of light in the world and leading the way forward for everyone else. Because we know that if that beacon of light goes out in our republic, then you can forget it in the rest of the world, and that we have to take our constitutional republic back. But I thank you for having me on the show, Phil, and it's great to hear your voice again.
Well, God bless you, sir, and it's great to hear your voice again. When you talk about the Republic, you talk about human rights. You talk about people that care about their families, no matter where they be, in Afghanistan, Iraq, West Virginia. It could be anywhere in the world, Russia. And do we protect ourselves from evil by living where we're at, or how does that work for you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. We all have a right. We're all sovereign individuals. We have a right to self-determination of our own state. And you see, and I know, and you know, that this is not what these Zionist, expansionist, New World Order globalists that have been at this full-spectrum grid domination for almost, 500-600 years at least, maybe longer. They've been working towards this. I mean, we're seeing it come to fruition now, but I would remind some of the listeners that throughout history, through Europe, before America was even founded, with regards to a constitutional republic, that these people were at it, and every 100 years or so, the kings or queens that were in charge of those countries would actually throw them out. They'd throw them out because they'd start taking over the treasury. and they start controlling the affairs of state. And of course, this is what we see now, is that this has been a gradual takeover internally inside the United States and other countries throughout the world, that this has been going on for a very, very long time. And we're seeing it come to fruition now in the United States because we are the backstop. We're the last armed citizenry left in the world, except for the Swiss. And, of course, everybody's got to stash their gold or their cash somewhere. And, I mean, we know that Switzerland is just one great big bank. And so we see that they're going for the full spectrum dominance in the world, and their stooges that work for them, these various so-called governments that are in place, that are doing their bidding, are not representing us, the people. And we see this is what's happening throughout the world. People are getting, because we have this communication network set up now across the world, people are starting to see the truth a lot faster in a lot short period of time than they ever have in history, and they're starting to wake up. They're starting to see what's going on.
Agreeable, and I tell you why I agree about it so much is that people are waking up because it's in their pocketbook, and they care now. You know, it's not, that they became smart a couple days ago, but it was, in my view, they could care less about blood and treasure as long as it didn't affect them in the immediate sense. And now it is. And so here we are giving Israel at least another 100 or 200 million dollars to build their giant dome of defiance that Israel should survive no matter what. Now, are we a bunch of dummies or am I just stupid?
Well, no, I think that what it is that we've had this whole system. They set up the grid. They set up the system. They've had the money in the background for a very, very long time. And with the mass media, this has helped distract people. The mass media, which we call on the Bare Truth, we've done a show about it called the mass media as the new church. And we talk about this whole distraction, this whole using of the mass media to focus people's attention or to focus people away from the real issues that are going on in their lives. And, of course, they've used this mass media now to manipulate people's minds. And of course, with the alternative media that's out there now, the shows like yours, like mine, that basically are getting it out through the Internet, the truth is coming through. It's shining through. Eventually, it's a slow process, but it's actually shining through. And of course, this is why they're going to be. Well, they've already started actually a few days ago. Now I see they've started shutting down truth tellers on the Facebook sites, and they're going to various other places now, starting to shut them down on YouTube and what have you, because there's two things they're going to come after, in my opinion, Phil, and I've been saying this on the Bare Truth for a long time, is that the two things that they must take away from us as American citizens in this country is, one is the guns.
Sir, we got about a couple seconds. You know how the music goes. We're going to go into a break. Boy, what a great guest we got tonight. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. And remember, support your sponsors on RBN. Thank you. God bless you. See you in a minute.
I'll hear the bomb again.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has zero toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at bioage.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, bioage.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
There are many water filters to choose from, but there is only one system that is consistently customer rated 5 stars as the #1 system for effective filtration of fluoride, radiation, drug residues, heavy metals, a wide range of radioisotopes, and more. Introducing the Pure Effect Ultra, the next generation water filter that also raises alkaline pH, improves antioxidant potential, and has advanced anti-radiation technology, all while using no electricity. Sold worldwide, it provides virtually instant clean water on demand. It is not made in China, and the shipping is free to all 50 states. Buy your Pure Effect Ultra today by visiting pureeffectfilters.com. or call 888-891-4821. Again, that's 888-891-4821. Or visit pureeffectfilters.com.
Are you facing foreclosure? Worried about late payments? Fight back and stay in your home. Zero Debt Guaranteed can help. We'll send you a free ebook just for calling 800-477-9256. Or go to zerodebtguaranteed.com. Get the details on how to remove your risk to your debt. And so important to many homeowners today, how to stop foreclosure. Forget loan modification. The Zero Debt in 90 Days system can show you how to get the bank to pay your property taxes and insurance while stopping your foreclosure without paying one dime. You can take control, stop foreclosure, protect your cash, assets, wages, property, and sleep peacefully at night. We've been helping people for over 18 years. Call Zero Debt Guaranteed, 800-477-9256. Ask for free information, no obligation. That's 800-477-9256. Or visit zerodebtguaranteed.com now.
Well, finally, the officials back in Washington sent out a message that the ship moved farther out to sea. There were too many.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go back to your voice counts, and respectfully, I have to say the reason that I call my guest Mr. is my respect for him and what he's done for America, what he's done for around the world. And not only that is his music talent. He is a person that not many probably shouldn't know about or do know about, but this guy is something else. And I know that I wanted to add that because a special friend of mine, Glad Otsman, that lives in England, is a very, very accomplished jazz musician. And I know that my guest tonight knows that. But let's get back to the crux. Let's get back to what we're going to talk about tonight. Is what is going to happen to the world, not just America, but what is going to happen to the world if the Zionist connection continues to destroy the fabric of mankind?
Yeah, I think, Phil, that what we've got is that we've got this massive deception that's been going on a long time, and it's a deception. It's an illusion. This grid that's been created to deflect people away from the truth all around the world. And I think people are waking up. We can see this. They're trying to shut down the information so that people don't know what's happening around them. We've seen that now with the way in which they're trying to filter the news, what people see and watch and hear on the mass media. But it's just not working. We see that the internet this is why I think they're eventually going to have to try and shut down the internet, because the truth is getting out there, and people around the world are waking up. I mean, I'm in contact with people all around different countries, and you know, it's very interesting to hear what's going on in their countries. And you know what the thing is that it's all very similar. We've all got so much in common that in all these various countries, the same things are happening at a larger or quicker scale, and maybe they're a little bit advanced along in the favor of the citizenry, for instance, in Iceland, whereas we've got a lot of catching up to do here to get to the point where they are, which is that they've locked up these Zionist, expansionist, globalist gangster banksters, and you know, they're corrupt politicians. We've got a ways to go there yet. But you know, all these other countries, that some of them are not quite up to where we're at, or some of them are beyond us. But you know, people are waking up, folks. As we'd say, folks on the ground there are really waking up to this hoax that we're living under. And you know, that's what we talk about on the Bare Truth on our shows, as you know, and you try and you do the same thing with your show. Get the message out and try and wake people up. You know, you turn the TV off. You know, stop watching the football so much. I love sports. I used to play rugby when I was growing up. I love sports. But, you know, get involved at a local level, at a grassroots level. Get involved politically. Try and make those little changes, because if everybody just does a little something, you know, that little something then turns into a real big something. And that's what we're trying to do, is to try to turn that big oil tanker in the middle of the ocean, kind of turn it around. And that big oil tanker, of course, is this Zionist, expansionist, imperial, globalist grid that they've set up throughout the world.
You say, you know, a slow turn. I think we better get a really fast turn on this ship of all states, because of I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a fast turn, but you know, I'm thinking maybe unless people get really active real soon, I'm saying people are waking up, yeah, but it's a slow process. A lot of folks have been distracted for so long, Phil, and they've been brainwashed into thinking that you know, all right, everything's fine in Mayberry. You know, well, it's not. No, it's not all fine in Mayberry, and this bubble is about to burst pretty quick here. And I think there's a lot of folks going to have a big shock. I don't think the likes of us and many people we know, I don't think they're going to be in as much of a shock as some of these folks that really believe that this economic collapse that you talked about earlier is not going to affect them, for instance, because they work for the state, or they work for the city or county, or they work for the federal government. It's going to affect everybody. I mean, in California alone now, you've got $500 billion of unfunded public service workers' pensions, and they're still, the governor yesterday in California has just signed some more things that they're going to have to be put in place in vehicles that's going to create, you know, a bigger tax burden on the populace in California eventually, and they just don't seem to have common sense in dealing with everyday things anymore, these folks, because a lot of them, Phil, have never had a real job. They haven't, and hey, we're going to come right back, sir, in just a few seconds. Remember, support your sponsors, Real News, Real Talk, Real People, RBN, because you can't handle the truth. God bless America, God bless the world, and listen, let's get rid of this Zionist domination of the world.
It would be too late for liberty.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
4, 5, 6, even $7 a gallon? According to fuel industry insiders and economic experts, those are the forecasted fuel prices, with no end in sight. Fight back fuel prices with the Fuel Saver from airfusionsystems.com. These fuel savers can save you from 20 to 40%. They're designed to fit any vehicle from compacts to SUVs to transport trucks. The Fuel Saver works on all gas, diesel, even propane engines. Easy do-it-yourself installation in about 15 minutes. And the best part? No engine modifications, no computer chipping, no running wires, no chemicals, no water, no running costs, and no maintenance. And these fuel savers come complete with all parts and accessories. See how it works at airfusionsystems.com, spelled AIRFUSION systems.com, or call 888-887-9981, 888-887-9981. Fuel savers from airfusionsystems.com. Save fuel, save money, save Earth.
Herbal Healer Academy's new summer specials. Our 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes on sale. Organic liquid iodine, liquid cal, mag, vitamin D, CoQ10 with Hawthorne, colon enhancer, Super 2, natural laxative. Our exceptional product Connexin, memory power, and Super Male and Femplex. All on sale for the summer at herbalhealer.com. Also, 10% off on the HHA survival course. This is an important time to have this information. Might save your life. Nation's leader in supplying quality natural medicine and education. herbalhealer.com. Free online newsletter. Quality natural medicine supplier since 1988. We ship the same day you place your order. Free 128-page catalog with your first order. Go to herbalhealer.com today. herbalhealer.com.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including turtle tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot turtle tufts to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle Tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at turtletoughshelters.com. That's Turtle TUFFshelters.com, or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288, or see them online at turtletoughshelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
They said that Israeli forces knew not of the Liberty's true identity, and so they took advantage of the...
Welcome back, folks. Here we go. We got a good, 16, 17-minute run here, and we'll get back into it with Mr. Smith. But I'll tell you, folks, you made a good comment about of what's going on, of course, with the world economy. If anybody doesn't understand that right now, I guess they never will. But we spend billions, trillions of dollars. In fact, I think it was $1.6 million in the last 30 years or so on Israel to take care of themselves. Listen, they got nuclear weapons. They're one of the most richest countries in the world. They want us to build an Iron Dome for them, and we're stupid enough to do it. Now, who does that for us? Yeah, I'll tell you who does it for us. The Zionist Christians, not just in America, around the world, the bought and paid for slime balls in Congress to get on their knees to get reelected because they want to appease Israel. If they don't do that, they cannot be reelected. And that's just not in America. It goes on in Europe. It goes on in UK. It goes on, it goes on in East LA. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's a world thing, and I wrote a little something here that I'd like to share with you if I got your permission to do that, Phil.
Please, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
It pretty much it kind of explains everything what we're talking about, and I think this is kind of how many of us feel. okay? While many of us were sleeping, the enemies of freedom crept into our camp and took ownership of it. It's time to take it back. Make no mistake, we're already at war. At war with those who hold our tried and tested traditions and cultures in contempt. At war with those who hold the nearsighted view of selfishness over others. At war with all who seek to make spiritual, physical, and economic slaves of other men, while their families relax in the lap of luxury and claim they only have the right to choose. At war with those who plot to enrich themselves through nonsensical military actions while soaked in the sacred blood of the innocent and gullible. At war with all who wish to impose their particular brand of religious views on others. At war with the crippling disease, which is the corruption of the democratic process. At war with the deniers of sovereign rights, whether personal, state, or national. Now, we are faced with the ultimate choice. Is it life, liberty, or is it death, tyranny? Do we choose to give new life to our constitutional republic to ensure the freedom and liberty enjoyed by previous generations? Or do we allow the dark hand of tyranny to descend on our most valuable treasure, our children and our children's children? The choice is clear. How can we allow future generations to say it was our cowardice that let tyranny take control and enslave mankind? We must fight. Fight with all our might. Stand up. Be heard. Return our countries to sanity. We must fight. Fight. Thank you, Phil.
God bless you for that very profound statement. And I understand firsthand how it is to fight the beast. The beast that wants to rule the world. That beast being the Zionist government of Israel, what has taken nothing but blood and treasure from all countries, not just the United States of America, but all countries. And I saw them firsthand murder my shipmates and almost murdered me and get by with it and covered up by our government and many governments as a mistake in identity. Now is the time to take back, as you just said, our liberties, our justice, our life, our treasures, our sons, our daughters, our granddaughters, our families. Are we going to allow these people to murder the world? Are we going to allow these people to continue this tyranny with the blessings of United States dollars? The blessings of Nancy Pelosi? The blessings of President Obama? The blessings of all people to serve in Congress? They are on their knees begging so they can get reelected. Go on, sir.
Yeah, and we have to know that it is a fight. These people are powerful. There is no doubt. I mean, we're talking about folks that in the past, I believe, and I know a lot of other people that I'm friendly with believe have killed presidents, and they don't look at life, and they don't look at human life the same way that you and I would, and people that we know would look at life. They don't We are just absolute scum to them. I mean, when I heard for myself, I didn't believe it, but when I heard for myself and watched Henry Kissinger, for instance, talk about what he really thought about the United States military or what soldiers really were, you know, I just couldn't believe that this was coming out of this man's mouth. And to be perfectly honest, it's very surprising to me this man's still walking around. But you know, somehow they seem to they seem to carry on. They just seem to carry on, and I think that we have to make a stand. I mean, we have to make a stand. We either want freedom, we either want liberty, we either want truth and justice, or we want this evil tyranny, and we allow these people to carry on controlling our lives, creating empires, as they did with the British Empire. They were in the background of that. And then they took over and they created the American Empire, which we have out there now. And then I'm sure the next one that's coming along on their plans, because they've all moved now, they've all got offices in Beijing, China. I'm sure that's the next phase. And so this is what it is all about. We have to stand up and say, no, we want our freedoms, we want our sovereignty as a nation, we want our sovereignty as individuals back. Now, all these people that seem to want to impose laws and tyrannical laws, you can track it all back. And I mean, again, we're back down to getting a permit to get a permit to get a permit. This is all imposition of tyranny. We see Dianne Feinstein, we see McCain, we see Levin, we see all these people that are the stooges of these Zionist, globalist, gangster, bankster cartel, world cartel. We see them just jumping at the chance to be able to put in some restrictive law against the citizenry. They love it because they're getting paid off. They are bought and paid for. As far as I'm concerned, these people now are bought and paid for, and we have to have a truly representative constitutional government back in place.
Very well said. And I might add, when you said McCain, you hit a nerve right in my tooth. It was like getting a shot that you never want to get. John McCain's father was instrumental in the cover-up of the slaughters, the murderous, heinous slaughters of my shipmates, June 8, 1967. Yes, John McCain, the Admiral, the main man that lied to this American public, who lied to the world, and then covered up for him. So here we are on the same page again. These people in power, what power do they behold to? They behold to the power of the Zionists. And how do we take that back to the power of the vote? No. I don't think that's ever going to happen, because they get voted in again, and if they don't, they get kicked out by the Zionists. So, sir, please tell me how we stop that.
Well, I think that some of these countries now, especially with Iceland, we see that we've seen a peaceful protest. We've seen them take to the streets. We've seen this happen all around the world, where you've got from grandma, granddad, all the way down to grandson that are peacefully protesting, and it's bringing about change in their nation. And they've done it. I mean, I know that Iceland is, for instance, there's only about 600,000 people in Iceland. It's a small country, okay, by comparison to America. But I still believe that we can make a peaceful change. But I think the window is definitely closing for the opportunity to do that. And I think they're pushing. I think they will push further as we go along into 2013. There's going to be some draconian laws put into place here that we've never seen before in America. The freedoms and the liberties that we've known and many of us took for granted for a long time are going to be coming to a close very shortly. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's a patriot in Las Vegas who is trying to get some sort of response, official response, from the sheriff there as to where he stands with regards to the detention of American citizens under the NDAA clause. Well, you know, he hasn't had a response, but he brought up a very good point on my show the other day about, you know, travel. He believes that we probably won't have the freedom of travel, or they're going to try and start closing the road systems down, the freedom of movement of citizens, very shortly. And this is something that I think he's probably right, that the only way that we're going to be able to bring about the restoration of a republic is I believe, at this point, is a mass action. I would advocate by peaceful means, mass action, but I think that's the only way it's going to happen, because at this point, there's not going to be, as you say, there's not going to be a top-down change happen. It's going to have to be from the bottom up.
Bottom up, absolutely. But here we go with the if you want to call them the redneck, gun-toting, people with, guns in the back of their pickups. They care nothing more than about protecting themselves. And I'm talking about protecting themselves just from the people that want to do them harm immediately. But those are the very people that this country is trying to disperse and degrade as people that don't have very many brains. So, you know, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington said, the Second Amendment is the amendment that is going to save us. Very brave, very honest men many, many years ago. What is wrong with our country now that they don't abide by the Constitution of the United States of America?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is a question I've asked for a very long time. It's a great question, Phil, and I really, it's beyond me. I mean, we saw Nancy Pelosi when somebody, actually, I think it was a reporter, asked her, you know, well, this isn't exactly constitutional what you're doing. You know, Nancy Pelosi, just on camera, looked at the reporter and said, "You're joking, right? You're joking." I mean, we see, you know, Leon Panetta, before they moved into Libya, they attacked Libya, and of course they set up a central bank. And you know, when I say they, you know who I'm talking about. They
of course.
Set up a Zionist cabal central bank like 2 weeks before we even went into Libya. You know, so they got plans to do that. And of course, I always said, well, what the hell is NATO doing in Africa anyway? The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that was set up as a buffer against the Russians in Europe. And so what now? They're just being used as a mercenary force by these gangster banksters, these Zionist cabal gangster banksters throughout the world. They're using the NATO, they're using the American military, they're using all these, the British military for that matter, they're using them all as a mercenary force. And we don't see, you know, they're not sending their kids out to do the dying. They're sending our treasure out to do the dying. And I think there's a lot of people inside the United States military that are wide awake, you know, and I'm just hoping that the law enforcement side of things are going to wake up, because I think they're the ones really that are going to have the full force, feel the full brunt of the citizenry if the train does leave the track and it goes off the rails and it does get physical. I think the first people in the line, and they know this, the first people that are going to be in the line of that is law enforcement. And I think there's a lot of people within law enforcement that are constitutional lovers, that are patriots, I don't think they're all armed thugs. I think a lot of the youngsters need to go take a lot of history lessons to learn about their republic and what it means to be an American citizen. Yes, I think that. But I think there's also a lot of the old-timers, a lot of the guys that have been around a few years in law enforcement that are Constitution lovers and that do love their country and are patriots. And I think that they're the ones that are going to take the full force if something like happens.
Here we go to another break. We'll come right back. Thank you, sir. And then we'll get to the end of the show. God bless America. Real news, real talk, real people, RBN, because you can't handle the truth. Support your sponsors.
Introducing Michael Anthony's Private Stock Herbal Formulas, infection killer for all infections, viral, bacterial, fungal, parasitic. My Rapid Heal for all injuries enables the body to mend super fast. My System Toner, the Rejuvenator, tune-up for the entire body, head to toe, keeping it youthful, the mind positive and focused. Dragon Juice, the Revitalizer, pure power in a delicious drink. If your body's dragging, you need Dragon Juice. Lung Formula for asthma and all lung afflictions, arthritis fix, great tasting herbal teas, and more. Michael Anthony's Private Stock exclusive herbal formulas. To find out more, call 845-231-1094 or email Michael Anthony's Private Stock at yahoo.com. Michael Anthony's Private Stock exclusive herbal formulas.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Welcome back, folks. We've got a few seconds left. I want to make sure we get everything going here. By the way, go to tiny URL.com//USS Liberty for the best updates on the USS Liberty you can get. And we're going to go to a guest, a very special person, James Morris at hijack.com, excuse me. James, get on the air and talk to our special guest, please.
Well, thanks for taking my call, Phil. Sorry I couldn't make the beginning of the show to co-host it with you. I finally was able to connect through my BlackBerry here. So just quickly, I know you're running near the end of the program. First of all, I share a British background with your guest there. I read some of his bio because I was planning on hosting it, as you know, until we had the connection problem. First of all, what he had to say about the NDA couldn't be more relevant with McCain. He helped push that through in Congress and Senate with, fellow neocon AIPAC mouthpiece Carl Levin. and there's a clause in that National Defense Authorization Act where the military, and the military doesn't even want to do this, can detain citizens and indefinitely hold them. So, I mean, there goes habeas corpus. Obama signed that into law last year at New Year's Eve, and there's been attempts to defeat that with Chris Hedges. Other journalists have courageously gone after it in court. They were successful in getting it thrown out, that provision at least, and then Obama's Department of Justice lawyers went right back the next day to get it reinstated via appeal. But what's also very important is what we have going with the neocons. I mean, I just had a call into Eli Lake, who's a neocon advocate journalist, asking him if he was going to talk about the email exchanges I had with David Petraeus, because there was a recent Washington Post article that talked about how the neocons were influencing Petraeus in Afghanistan, and he came back trying to say that they don't have any influence, which is ridiculous, and friend Steve Snagosky is going to write about that, and also how the Zionists are going after Hegel. You can see the recent post that I have at ushijack.com. Pat Buchanan's basically saying it's all about Iran, that the Jewish neocons want more American soldiers to die in a war for Israel against Iran like we had with Iraq. Their mouthpieces like McCain are pushing for it. And that's what it's all about. And he said Hegel is against the war with Iran, and the neocons don't want his voice being heard by Obama, so they're working overtime to defeat it. Lastly, Phil Giraldi, very valued friend contact, former CIA field officer, has an article coming out about the film I'm in, Valentino's Ghost. It's going to be in the American Conservative in a couple of days, the website. And it includes the exchange I had with Lee Hamilton of the 9/11 Commission. This all goes back to 9/11. We were attacked because of our support for Israel, and as a result, we've had our civil liberties eroded, Bill of Rights shredded. It's just incredible, unacceptable, and like your guest says, we have to keep up the fight to restore the Constitution. What more can I say? Check out the latest stuff at US Hijacked and look for Phil Giraldi's review of Valentino's Ghost on January 1st.
Okay, well, I want to say one thing, James. It all goes back to the support for Israel first, and to hell with everybody else. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Well, it's great to be on your show, and I'd just like to thank you for the opportunity of being on today, Phil. It's been great, and I'll just ask your listeners to go and check us out. If they'd like to know more about the Bare Truth, they can go to www.baretruthradio.com, where we have a link there. That we post up the 5 current shows that we've done, and then we have a link there to over 90 shows now. And we cover all different topics like the NDAA, like the legal system, and like the hoax. And in fact, the show that you were on is also up there. They can listen to you talking about USS Liberty as well. So, but thanks again. I appreciate you having me on the show, and hopefully we can do it again sometime, Phil.
Absolutely. God bless you, sir. Merry Christmas, and of course, Happy New Year, and God bless America. Real news, real talk, real people, RBN, because you can handle the truth. See you later.